Welcome back to CTV Morning Live, our Healthy Living segment. Always a pleasure to have Steve Brown joining us, the president of Family Physiotherapy. And joining us today is Sebastien Tessier, who is a respiratory therapist. So Steve, always a great lead-in as to all these relationships that you have and why you feel it's important for overall health. I'll let you go with it.
Yeah, one of the major things for rehabilitation for anyone is sleep. We want to make sure that all of our patients get a good night's sleep so that they can heal properly and get back to living the way that they want to live. So definitely if there's some issues in terms of with sleeping, then we want to make sure that they get their good night's sleep, and we turn it over to Sebastien and say, Sebastien,
right.
help us
help
out
us
here.
out because a lot of people suffer and they don't get that good night's sleep. And so I'm seeing there's a crazy advances though in the equipment that's available.
You're looking at a new generation. So this is the new, both the Fisher and Paykel unit and the mask. So in terms of advancements, you notice the unit at first glance. What would you give it? You know, what you see that on your nightstand.
Yeah, it looks like an alarm clock.
Exactly. So we've gone from big, bulky medical equipment to the tiny little box. It does everything. It has a humidifier in it. It takes care of the patient, and it's not, aesthetically, it's very pleasing. And if you come over to the mask itself, they have bigger masks and stuff, but back in the day, they weren't able to allow for how they build them these days. The headgear and straps, you were just totally tied down, literally to your bed with all this equipment on. But Fisher and Paykel, like the equipment, where it's going is really, it's a positive trend towards trying to do therapy.
Well, visually it's a lot more appealing in terms of, not walking into a room and then seeing this machine going, kind of, breathing in and out, and then this individual. But in terms of what it's able to do for people, it seems like there's a lot more movement that's available, and so...
Exactly. So,
it's easier.
A lot of people, it's a weight, it's a big piece. They can't, a lot of people are side sleepers, and some people end up on, the left side of the bed, and in the morning they're on the other side. So it helps them sort of able to move around. It's a little bit more pleasing. Going to bed itself, it's not as noisy, not as bulky. So it's really a lot easier all the way around.
What is it doing then?
So
to allow for sleep, go through the motions of it.
So what happens is when you're sleeping and you fall into your deep phase, your soft tissues in your throat are sort of collapsing. And what this does is a positive pressure. It maintains your airway open, all the upper airway that we're looking at. So right behind the tongue, right in the throat, okay? So what that does is you'll continue to breathe. You'll want to continue to breathe, but because your airway's collapsed, there's no way for the air to go. What happens is your oxygen levels will drop, and then your brain will start to kick in and say, let's go, start breathing. And that's when you come out of your deep sleep phase, and you're not getting optimal sleep because you're not sitting at the bottom. And
we all know how essential that deep sleep is for recovery for anything that you're doing in your life. And you're saying too, because you're dealing with so many elderly patients, this for them also allows, you're saying visually, and you've talked to a lot of them, what they're looking for.
That's right, and it's this is now really getting to that next generation of, it's a lot easier to handle in terms of on the eyes and in terms of seeing your spouse or whatnot, loved one lying beside you with this on, as opposed to the bigger, more machinery and what have you. So it's that aesthetic appeal. And I know in terms of seniors that we talk with and fitting them with walkers and things like that, they don't want to be seen sometimes with this walker because it looks like there's some type of disability or something going on. But now with the new walkers and things, it's a lot sexier and different colors, if walkers can be sexy.
You can pimp them up. We are pimping up your cane, and we're pimping up the way it is that you're able to sleep.
They're trying to make it look as appealing as possible, but still be functional and get the job done for the person.
At the end of the day, though, once you realize that they're sleeping, recovery a lot easier for so many other things that might be ailing them.
Yeah, that's right. That's the biggest thing, is that this is a necessity for some people, or there's that the healing's not going to happen, no matter what.
Where can people get information on understanding if maybe this is the reason why they're constantly waking up, or that they're having issues and being able to find these?
Well, normally the person to notice these things will be the spouse, the person that's sleeping in bed with them, whether they're snoring, they notice that they're choking overnight. Just get in touch with their doctor. There's different things that they can look at, different aspects, energy levels. There changes over time. You'll see a big change in people that do come on this, within a week, a month, or whatever. Even one night's sleep, because their sleep is that bad, they come over and they're like, this is the best day I've ever had. And
well, you really do feel like when you have a good deep sleep, everything, your whole world changes. So great information, and of course you can get a lot of that too at Family Physiotherapy, and as Sebastien mentioned, talk to your doctor as well about maybe looking into some of these issues. Always a pleasure. Thanks for the information.